Hiya, hiya. Sorry, a wobbly camera. Oh, you can't be doing with it, can you, eh? Oh, goodness, make you all dizzy. Sorry about that. So, as you can see, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're not absolutely melting like I am. It's not as bad as it was here just at the minute, to be honest with you. So I'm hoping that it stays that way. And I'm pleased that you managed to find cool space for you to be able to come and listen with mother. No, listen with me. Let's put some more light on the subject. So as you can see, I'm going to be working with Matts Tree, which was a new die about a fortnight ago. And the lovely card kit that was done by John Lookwood involved that. But I never got round to using it myself. And so that's the one I wanted to use, but I didn't want to use it as a Christmas card. I wanted to use it as a birthday card. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm also going to use it with the Amaryllis flower as well. And I thought we would make a box for it all. So I've done a little bit of prep beforehand so that you're not sitting there forevermore. But I thought it would be quite nice. So that is my die. Now, I bring my card over so that you can see what I'm going to do. So I've got a card blank here, which is classed as a 6x8 card. But to be absolutely honest with you, it is a fraction smaller all the way round. Okay. So I've measured out a piece of sapphire blue card. And if you recall, the sapphire blue has two different shades. It has the turquoisey colour, which I have not got there, turquoisey colour, and this one. And I'm going to use both of them. But to start off with, I'm just going to use this bit here. So I'm going to take my outer die from my Matts Tree, which has got lots of stars on. So although it is a Christmas die, it kind of isn't as well. And I thought that's what gave me the idea of the fact that we could do it both ways. And it also has an inner die, so there's no cutting line on this, no outer cutting line or inner, so to speak, but there is this little beauty as well. So I'm going to tape these on. So I've already pre-cut my piece of card, and I'm going to tape this into position. It's a really pretty edge. And oops, tape that there. And then I'm going to run that through my machine, and that will give us a really nice frame. And although it is a Christmas die, it isn't in this case, and I think you'll soon see that. So let me just do this. And then I've got some of the lovely Amaryllis flowers to go with it as well. So this is the die set for the Amaryllis. And although that Amaryllis is a Christmas flower as such, it doesn't really have to be like that. So here's my frame. Okay. And then we take these apart. Now I'm not going to use this bit here today, but just wanted to show you that the tree that is in the centre of Matts Tree. Just if you were looking to sort of, okay, you've got to make a birthday card, that's what we're going to do here. But whilst I'm at it, I'm going to make a quick Christmas card too. And basically just those two things cut out and put onto a card, not this size, obviously, a smaller one, is just finished already. And that's just one run through the die cutting machine, which is a really pretty one. However, we're not going to use those bits today. So let me just pop them to one side. Whoops, he doesn't want to be popped. Come on, Matt, behave yourself. Now, I've already also taken just that inner die, and from a white piece of card, I've already cut out so that we've got that little frame going on there. Okay, like so. Now, I could have done it a different way, but I wanted to do it like this way. And all I'm going to do is take a pencil and I'm just going to make a little mark here and here and just cut that out within the line slightly so that I've got a nice frame there. You don't have to back the frame, but I felt I wanted to. So I'm just going to take that within my line. Now I've got a new cutter and trimmer here today, and the reason why I wanted to bring that in and show you is because this one has a scorer on it as well, and because I wanted to make a box for this today, I wanted to give ourselves an easy way, an easy option, and choose one with a scorer on it. So let me just see, and hopefully this will now fit onto there rather beautifully. So that's ideal. So let's put some spray onto the back. And it does seem funny thinking about Christmas when it's like 30 degrees, doesn't it? So that's why I thought we can't be doing with Christmas just at the moment. We're going to have to do a little, oh, I don't want those little bits in there. I'm going to have to do a birthday card instead. Oh, sorry, just looking what you're, oh, all these people talking about food. I've got no staff to be cooking food for me. So that's no good. Let's just slide that into position. So we've now got a white frame showing through it. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop some good old foam onto the back. And then that can go straight down on my card. Now I've tried to make the card very simple because yet again, this is another one that this really does all the work for you. And I'm actually going to give it 2 layers of foam. So I'm just going to take this top layer off and then I'll put another layer on. Nice to see everybody joining. Some people are late. Oh, having a shandy. Now, for goodness sake. It's no good you talking about these long cold drinks and gorgeous food. I'm getting a bit hungry myself. But dinner is sort of being thought about, but by me as opposed to anyone else. You know what it's like. So I have put 1 layer of 2mm foam on here, followed by another one, because I wanted it to sit up a little bit more. Okay, so let's just whip these pieces off and pop a little bit of glue just to be 100% sure. I do trust the foam that I use, but I do want it to last. So I'm just going to check the orientation and we're fine. Take off the bits of fluff. And I'm just going to pop this as straight as I can onto my card front. And hopefully you'll be able to see that that is also giving you quite a dimensional thing, which looks nice. I've then taken a happy birthday from a Sue Wilson one, I think. Can't remember what it's called. And I've cut 2. So because my flowers are going to be a slightly different colour, I'm going to have some flowers that are this blue colour and some flowers which are this blue colour. So I decided to cut out 2 and I'm going to shadow them slightly. So I don't want to make anyone dizzy with it, but I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to take the lighter colour. I'm going to put some glue onto my words. Whoops. And then I'm going to place this one on top of the darker blue one, but only not directly on top of it. We're not looking for thickness as such. We're just purely looking for being able, being able to shadow it. So I'm just going to drop it down, but letting us being able to see the dark blue behind it. You might not be able to see it all that well until pop that onto there, and then you can see that that is sits up a bit more, if you see what I mean, shows a bit more. So I'm then going to put a bit of glue onto here and pop that down, straight down. Not going to put any foam or anything, just plain glue onto here like that. So it's quite a modern, I would say, sentiment here in font. It could be for, you know, for the lads or all the lasses. I think that looks quite nice. So I have already, pre-cut and done some of my flowers. So I've used a couple of inks here and just going to pop these on there so that we've got some flowers along the way. So it's the azalea. No, it isn't. It's the amaryllis. I've got to get the right sizes. And I've just put a dark blue and then a sort of a turquoisey blue. So I've taken the colours that I'm using from the actual thing, and that's looking quite good. Thought I had some more colours there. More already done. These look all white. They're all white, aren't they? So let's put some more colours in there. And let's go for this one. So I'll just show you how I did that. I'm just going to take a little sponge dauber. I'm going to take a bit of the ink, and then I've got a scrap piece of card. Oops. I don't get it everywhere. I'm just going to take off the worst of the ink, or not the worst, but the bit of the ink, and I'm going to start from the middle, and I'm just going to sort of pull that out so that that gives a nice colour in the centre of that. Okay, and then let's get the matching one of that, which is that one. So same again, a little bit of colour, just pull that out. So I'm putting most of the colour into the centre and then just pulling that out. And I think that the amaryllis look really good like this. So I'm going to do like I did with our flower. If you recall, if you were with me at the weekend, I did the amaryllis there, which was just pushing the thumb into the centre of our petal and then sort of pinching it up. So we've got some different colours here of blues, which I think look quite nice. We can save those for another time. And then I'm just going to get, in fact I could use, and I will, this spare piece that we had from here. And I'm just going to take a couple of our leafy flourishes, because as you know, you can find them. They are my favouriteest. And I'm just going to pop them into my waste that was from here. Just about do that, I think, and cut them out just to give myself some leaves. And then we will just pop our card together. And then when we've got our card together, just going to then just take that out of the way. Oh. my little sheep came in there. He holds my cable up. And he's not doing a good job, is he? Well, we'll take him out the way. So we have our Leafy Flourish, or 2 Leafy Flourishes, and they're just going to go behind here just to make life a little bit easy for us. So just take them out. Might just have one, I don't know. I should really pull all the pieces out. What do we think? Will one be enough? It's not that way. Well, we've cut 2, so we'll have a look at what we think the other one might look like as well, but I'm not sure. Now, with all this thickness or depth and dimension that we're getting on this card, with the raised frame here and the flowers poking out, if we were to then pop that into an ordinary card envelope, chances are we're going to get it a bit squashed. And so I'd rather not do that. I'd rather make myself a box. And I just wanted to show you how to make a box, bearing in mind we have made boxes before, but I'm not sure that I've made a rectangle box before with you. So I think that's how I'd like it. So I'm going to pop some glue in places. As always, I never put glue on when I'm putting down leaves. I never put glue everywhere. I like the leaves to have movement. I obviously like them to stick too, don't get me wrong, but I don't like to lay them down flat. Just like them to be stuck somewhere. So let's get our little flowers in. So one up here. One down here, or here maybe. Push them on with my ball tool, and then this little one down here. And as I said, I've done them in the different shades, so they look different. Can't just leave it like that. Got to put some little gems in the centre. And just bring in, oops, sorry, just trying to find out where it's gone. One there, one there, and a slightly smaller one there, I reckon, don't you? So we've got our little gems in. Now, as I said, we've got the depth of our box and we don't want to squash it. We don't want to have gone to all of that trouble and find that we put it in a bag and it's squashed, because as you can see, there's some depth there. So let's grab some card and make a box. Now, the card that I've got is 12 by 12 card, so 12 inches by 12 inches. And although this happens to be white card, it's not necessarily what I would normally use. What I would normally use is actually some papers, 12 by 12 papers. I don't know about you, but I do have a fair collection of them, and I tend to not be using them for anything. And so I will use them for that. But in this case, I'm going to use it to make a white box. So what do we need to do first when we're making our box? Okay, so we first of all get our card and we need to measure our card. So I'm going to do it in inches for argument's sake. And our card measures 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, So I'm going to round that up a little bit. So I'm going to say that our card measures 8 inches by 6 inches. It makes life a bit easier, but also whenever you measure your card, you need to give your card a little bit of a room to be able to actually get your card out. You can't have it jammed in there. So 6 by 8. Okay. So if we take our first piece of card, we will take first of all our 6 centimetre measurement, 6 inch measurement. Oh, goodness me. Okay. And I'll need to cut my piece of card first. So we had 6 inches. Now that is only like the base of our card. So we need an inch either way. So 6 plus 1 inch on the left is 7 and 1 inch on the right is 8. So I need a piece of card that is 8 inches. And if you recall, the measurement round the other way was 8 inches. So I want 8 inches plus 1 inch either side. So that's another inch plus another inch. That gives you 10 inches. So I have one piece of card, which is 8 inches by 10 inches. Okay. So then I'm going to take another piece of card and I'm going to remember those measurements, 8 by 10, but this one I'm going to make fractionally bigger because this is the lid. So we had 8 inches and I am going to do, now I do apologise for this because I haven't got the staff here to tell me, God, this sounds awful. Don't tell anyone this bit, will you? Please don't tell anyone because I don't know what these bits on here are. Let me bring it in. So I think that potentially between 7 inches and 8 inches, all these little bits here, which you can't even see, I'm going to bring it up so you can see. All these little bits here are, I think I'm right saying 1/16, 1 inch split into 16 pieces. And I want 3 of them. So I don't quite want, I just want not a 1/4 of an inch bigger, but just a fraction under. So if you recall, I had 8 inches by 10 was my piece. So I'm going to do 8 and, can you believe it, 3/16. And then 10 and 3/16, giving a fraction bigger size. If you do go much bigger, you'll get a very loose top, not a loose bottom, a loose top. We don't really want that. So whilst I still got it in there, I'm now going to use my scoring part of this. So this has the scoring, the cutter tool, which is the pink one. But it also has the scoring blade. And with this, we can then score in inches and in centimetres. So whichever you prefer to work in, they're already here on the top of your ruler trimmer. So you can work in that. And I need to measure, I need to trim. No, I don't. I need to score at 1 inch on all 4 corners. So my cutting blade was down the centre here. This is where I go to cut anything, on that line there. So if I put my piece of card in, I've also got some measurements here, which are the 1 inch either side of my cutter rim, which is here. So I can cut up to 15, 16 inches that side, and I can cut up to just about 1.5 or so on this side, which is really handy if you just want to do the small bits. So I'm going to make sure my cutter is up there. I'm going to take this edge to my 1 inch piece, like that. And then I'm going to use my scorer to simply go up and down a couple of times and score at 1 inch. You can see that. Sure if you can. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do it again at 1 inch. So I just make sure this outer edge is on the 1 inch on that side. And again. And again. So each time taking it to the 1 inch. Okay, so hopefully you can see that that is now scored like that. And I'm going to grab my other piece as well and do exactly the same. I know they measured fractionally different, but you're still going to score all the way round on all 4 corners at 1 inch. So each time I'm taking my outer line to this 1 inch mark here, and then on this track, just scoring. And yes, many a time have I picked up the cutter instead. So you can actually take those blades out. If you feel that you might be inclined to do such a thing at any time, you can actually simply remove the blades so that it stops you from doing it. So I am going to just cut down. So when I bring this up to the camera, hopefully you'll be able to see, she says, if I hold it behind, you have got these little corner pieces here, and these are going to be for the tabs. And so I'm just going to cut down along just one piece as far as where that next score line comes. And I'm going to do that on all 4 corners. I don't want to cut that piece off, I just want to cut down. So I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, and I'm going to do exactly the same both ends there. Okay, and then I get my other piece and do exactly the same there. So from there, there. I do a lot of scoring, and that's why I decided that I needed to get the one that's got the score blade in, to be honest with you. I've got countless trimmers and they all have their jobs, and some of them are my favourites and some of them aren't. But I did find that this one, because I do a lot of scoring, it saves me getting out the score thing at times anyway. So I'm just going to score along all of these lines and burnish them so that we've got nice sharp points. And then when it comes to the little tabs, oops, I'm going to grab myself some glue glaze, because that's going to be my go-to grabber. Pop that on that tab and then just hold that down just for a second or two. And the same on this one. Just hold that, make sure it's at the right angles so that you've got that joining there. And with the glue glaze, the beauty of the glue glaze is that it just grabs quickly. And that's what we need it to do. And it's not sort of over sticky. Jeanette, have you really been waiting since 11 o'clock? Oh, it's getting that timing all right, isn't it? Eh? Since our changeover from being live at 11. So I am going to do that because I have to say it does suit me better. It seems to kind of give me a whole day, really. So I am sticking to that. But one of the main reasons of changing that over was so that any launches can be done at 6 o'clock. Otherwise, you'd have me on 2 or 3 times a day, really. So new launches will always be at 6 o'clock. So I'll just repeat it with this one. So if you've got some patterned paper, which you no longer want, or some 12 by 12, I say 12 by 12, you only really need to do 12 by 12 if your card is, your card that you're making is a larger card. You can get away with an A4 piece of card. but really only when you're doing your base, your card that you're putting into it has got to be not much more than a 6x6 card, because you need to have, whatever your card measures, it needs to have an extra 2 inches to it for the bottom, and 2, and can you believe, 3/16. I know. Right. Whoops. Lid on that ink, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. So, got to decide which I've got, the top or the bottom. So that was the bottom, at the bottom, and that is the top. And I'm going to grab myself a little circular punch. So that on the lid, I can just go down the middle and cut myself a little sort of notch, so that when it comes to, I'm only going halfway, I can then easily take that on and off now, because I've got that notch that I can pick up. And so my lovely card that we made earlier with Matts Tree, the outer part and the inner, so that we've made it into a frame. Then I've taken the happy birthday and I've cut that out twice because I was using the sapphire blue card. So I've used the turquoisey colour first, and then I've backed it, shadowed it with another piece of the sapphire blue, and I've put that on the back. Then I've cut myself some leafy flourishes because they are my go-to, and I've coloured in with some ink in both the sort of teal turquoisey colour and the dark blue, some amaryllis flowers, which give me that sort of 3-dimension. And because it's a 3-dimension, got a sequin on there. Don't want that. Oh, get off. Because it's 3-dimension, it needs to go into a box as opposed to an envelope. And so there is my box. And if you see what I mean, that I can still move that card about, that if I don't make it just slightly bigger on the measurements, it would be too tight. And then I would pop that there. Now, how are we going to pop the bit together? Now, what you could do is you could get another kind of leafy flourish, and then pop some more. Imagine the leafy flourish. Let's cut out the leafy flourish, except I haven't got the blue. Hold on a second. Hold on. We can't do half a job, can we? So let me find you a piece of, oh goodness me, everything but, oh gosh, this is a very vivid blue. Can we go for one of those? I reckon we can, can't you? So I'm just going to cut that. So that blue is out of the different blues. It's the Air Force blue. So it's a very much more vibrant blue. But I just wanted to show you so that the outside, I reckon, needs decorating as well. You could just put a ribbon around, but also quite nice if you've got some spare card left over, is to give yourself another flourish or anything really. Could be another sentiment. It's a really electric blue, that is, isn't it? Beautiful. And we could pop that onto the front. Got some of these ones left over. So a little dot of blue in the centre there. They're not the same size, but it doesn't matter. We'll just add a little bit of glue onto there. Oh, crikey. And then this one onto the centre. Pearl there. What size pearl do we need? One of those, I reckon. There we are. So we could obviously then write on the front here if you wanted to, or you could get some ribbon and then do it up as if it was a parcel, which I think also looks very nice as well, with a nice bow on it and that sort of thing. But then inside we've also got our perfectly protected. I do appreciate you couldn't really put this in the post. I do realise that. But really, special cards like this, you wouldn't want the risk of them getting squashed like that. So I suggest that these type of card might well be the ones that you would actually give to someone as opposed to popping them in the post. However, these corners here are quite structured and they are quite strong, but you know, they could still get squashed, so I would be careful. But I just think that just to do the box up as well, it just looks rather yummy. Do you not think? I quite like that. So, as I said, showing you how to make a Christmas card into a birthday card, but also how to make a box and make it a rectangular box in this case. But any size box, you simply measure your card, add a fraction so that your base is going to be a little bit bigger than your card, and then add 2 inches. And then you can score at 1 inch on all of the corners. So if you do it like that, it's fairly simple. I am going to put those measurements on the bottom of the description of this for you for today, so that if you do want to refer to it, it will all be there. And I would also say that we're very lucky because one of our ladies, June Smith, she's been a little star for me, and on occasions, certainly not every, but on occasions, she's going to do some written instructions. And I've actually worked out how to attach those to the YouTube. Hey, that was a light bulb moment. So I'm not saying that we're going to do it for this necessarily, but I'm saying that in the future, you can look out for that in the description at the bottom of the YouTube bit, you will possibly find a little link that takes you directly to a PDF with written and illustrated instructions. But we've got our lovely Matts Tree, Leafy Flourish, Happy Birthday, Amaryllis, and our card. That's made our beautiful little box today. So I will be back. Oh, lots of things going on this week. So let me just try and explain if I can. I would say, don't forget 72-hour rule, secret code. But lots of TVs and lots of things to look out for. Now, I have got, I think I am going to be away this Sunday. I am hopeful that I'm going to still be able to do a live, but I have prepared a recorded one in case I can't get the internet to work very fast where I am, because that will be the crucial bit. I have internet where I'm going, but I'm not 100% sure how fast that internet is going to be. And if it is not working, which my internet even went down this afternoon here, if that's not 100%, then I will go with plan B, which is a pre-recorded one. So that would be on Sunday the 17th, and it will be 11 o'clock, come what may, whether it be me or pre-recorded me, it will be on Sunday the 17th of July, halfway through already, at 11 o'clock. So thank you so much for joining me. Look out for other things coming up, is all I can say. And thank you so much. As I said, be fantastic to see you all when you can. Hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Take care and try and keep cool. Thanks then. Bye.